Hello Seekers, welcome to Prince Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. Today, Venus made its transit into the sign of Pisces. Venus has now moved into the zodiac of exaltation, and right now it is in Purva Bhadrapad Nakshatra at around half of a degree, and it will be there in the sign of Pisces for the month of February. Now, what beautiful way to have this transit in the month of February, as we all feel that February is the month of love and romance, and Venus gets exalted in this particular month. So, let us talk in brief what this transit of Venus has in store for us. And before that, do not forget to hit like, subscribe, and share, and hit the bell icon so that you never miss another update. And do browse other videos on this channel, Punneit Astrology. You will love it. Venus has moved into the sign of Pisces, which is the natural 12th house. Now, there's a fundamental question that arises that why Venus gets exalted in the house of Pisces, which is the natural 12th house, the house of expenses, the house of loss. Well, the interpretation should be slightly different here. 12th house is exactly not the house of pure loss or sheer confinement. It represents losses, it represents confinement, but that's the negative side of this house. But in reality, the 12th house defines devotion, 12th house defines sacrifice. Now, in one way, Venus represents luxury, Venus represents the beautification of life, Venus represents the enjoyment and the comforts that you will get. To get the comfort and the enjoyment from the life, you need to spend money, so the 12th house comes into picture. But with more than that, the real happiness comes in sacrifice. So Venus gets exalted. That means the true love can only express if it is done selflessly. So that's one way of understanding Venus exaltation. Now, in this way, you have to also find out that in case of this time, the exaltation of Venus is happening when Rahu is fourth from Venus in Gemini, and Mars is actually ninth from Venus. So we all know that Mars gives the passion to the love and Rahu gives the obsession to the love. So when Venus is taken as a center, you find Rahu placed in the fourth house, which means the house of comfort and happiness. So this means this time, for this particular month, you will be more inclined and more obsessed, more focused towards finding the comfort zone, finding a comfortable life, maybe more obsessed or more careful in the love and romance and relationships. But you have to be very careful that you do not cross the boundary, you do not cross the line, and you always keep a reality check on your actions, on your duties, and on your expectations, because this Venus is going to expand the expectations to a level where it becomes impractical. The ninth house Mars will ensure that you drive yourself towards gaining that love, gaining that long term, removing yourself from the long term confinement of lack of love. Venus will provide you the opportunities to get luxury in life. Venus will provide you the opportunity to gain what you are looking for. So this month of February may give you a lot of opportunities. Financially, this is going to be a very good month. But you also have to understand that there is one thing that you must give up if you are willing to find love at this point of this year. And the thing is that you have to quit your ego. Why? Because 11th from this exalted Venus, Saturn and Sun conjunction is being formed. That means if this Venus has to gain you something, this Venus has to give you something, you must ensure that the Saturn and Sun do not have a conflict in itself. That means your karma and your ego should be completely going hand in hand. You should not be too egoistic, you should not be too rigid, you should not be too adamant, and you have to be flexible at this point of the year. You have to be very flexible, you have to be very polite, you have to be soft. Stubbornness, rigidness will only make things worse for you. So that's one perspective to this Venus. On one side, Venus is trying to give you a lot of positivity, a lot of fluidity in life, but on the other hand, the masculine planets Sun, Saturn, Mars and Rahu are placed at a very strategic points from Venus 4th, 9th and 11th, and that is where the trick of the planetary movement comes into picture, because Venus will drive its comfort from the fourth house, follow the dharma from the ninth house, and then get the gain from the 11th house. The fourth from Venus has Rahu, shows obsession towards finding comfort in love. Ninth Mars means driving force, the passion coming in, which is good. But the 11th ensures that you will not get it unless you give up your ego. You have to be very polite, you have to lay low, you have to be very soft spoken, you have to be very humble in this time. So this is in one way going to refine Venus. This is in one way going to give Venus the capacity to unfold and express itself in the highest form of love, which is selfless sacrifice. So this is one particular aspect of Venus that you must know. And when you are, if you are in a relationship, if you have some problems in relationship, if you have problems in marriage, then this is how you are going to resolve at this point of time. Exalted Venus will give you the opportunity, but you have to encash those opportunity and ensure that you do not do half-hearted efforts. Because if fourth from Venus is Rahu, then 10th from Venus will be Ketu. So it will be like, now I have done enough, so I need it. Remember, Venus will only get exalted if you give rather than taking. So you have to also feel that no matter what I give is less, so let me keep on giving and leave the rest up to God. Ninth house Mars in his own house also says that the love towards the God is the theme of this transit. So you must show the devotion, show the bhakti towards the universe, towards the right karma, and towards the divine power. Chanting Krishna mantra and chanting the Maha Mantra Hare Ram Hare Krishna is going to be very beneficial, very helpful at this point of time. People who are in depression can come out of depression just by sheer devotion towards God and the energy of love, energy of divinity, and energy of the pure and blessed divine and celestial force is right now pouring down on all of us. You have to become a container that can expand when needed, that can contract when needed, that can move when needed. So you have to be fluid enough and not rigid. You have to increase your feminine side instead of the masculine side in order to harness this exalted power of Venus. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching Punneit Astrology. This was a quick take on the exalted Venus. Lot more videos coming soon. Stay tuned and do not forget to hit like, subscribe, and share, and hit the bell icon so that you never miss another update. This is yours, Puneet, signing off.